All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. I see Randy coming into work this morning. Randy, we hope you have an amazing day, buddy. If you can hear us. Can you hear us, Randy? No. Okay. Well, y'all can tell Randy I was being nice. Good to see everybody. I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. And our word for today. Oh, I got to check. Andrea, is Peyton on this morning?
He is.
Awesome. He made it 2 days in a row. Good deal. Good deal. I didn't know. So here we go. All right. The word for today is known. Known. And I got a little upset with Andrea when she sent me this word because I'm like, oh, this is a difficult one. And the student that I was in school, just so everybody knows, is if I didn't like something, I usually shut the book, figured out a way to get around it. Okay, so I wanted to do that with the word known, 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 because I was like, this is going to be a tough one. Well, it turned out to be such a blessing for me. And so I'm going to try to put it into words. So, right, just listen in, okay? Because me and Andrea actually went in two separate directions with the word known. And if you look at the definition, it's recognized, familiar, or within the scope of knowledge. Used to refer to something or someone that is familiar or understood by people. And then I thought about this and I thought, think about this with the word known. Is Vince Green on, Andrew? I thought about you, Vince Green, if you're on. These people are known criminals. Not that you're a criminal, but he is a defense attorney, okay? These people are known criminals. There is no known reason for this accident. He is known to the police because of his previous criminal records. And you go, why did you do this? I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling a little mischievous today. I'm not sure. But I thought all of these people, all of these things, like you set something in motion that the world looked back at you and said, you're known for those things. So my question, I guess for myself this morning with the word known is, what do I want to be known for? What do you want to be known for? Hopefully not a criminal. Hopefully that's not what we want to be known for. But what do we want to be known for? We talk about a dash. And so when I thought about known, I could not. I tried to go in other directions like Andrea, but I kept coming back to the dash. And I'm like, we wake up every day. I mean, Randy's at work today. He's got a chance today to impact what he will be known for. Will Larson does, Brent Palmer does, Andrea Rosser does. What do we want to be known for? Because the world's going to look back at us and they're going to be able to share what they think that we're known for. I think about my kids. I think, what are they going to say? Right? And then I came across this. And I hope this hits us all in a good direction. I woke up this morning to a gentleman that I've known my whole entire life that passed away yesterday. Actually passed away today, early this morning. His name was Ray Angel. A great man in the community. Great man. I played ball with his son, Mark. I remember youth league coming up. I remember Ray being there. He was at every game. He was always there with a smile on his face. And this morning, his daughter put this on Facebook. And I want to read it to you. And I want you to think about the word known, just like I thought about it. And I thought, what am I going to do with my 24 hours today? Am I going to make it impactful? I'm going to make it something where somebody could say this about me. I got the choice. My dear, sweet, and precious daddy gained his beautiful wings today. Even though he's always been an angel, because his last name's Angel, he was the rock that built the foundation for all of his children, his grandchildren, and his great-grandchildren. He was the kind of man that would give the shirt off his back if anyone was in need. He grew gardens, and he would share it with his family, with his friends, and with his neighbors. He loved his farm, and he loved his cattle. But most of all, he loved his family so much. But you know what? We loved him more. And I thought, that's his dash. And as I sent prayers up to the family and you know, I know they're grieving, I thought, man, is there anybody on here that would love to have that written about them? I know I would. And so I want to be known for things like that. And it inspires me to read that, to go, you know what? I got a choice. I got a choice by the way I take my 24 hours and use those 24 hours that God gave me. So, Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Well, Coach, that was got me all in the feelings. So that was beautiful. What a gift that to hear those words, like that is exactly what we all want. So thought that was pretty fantastic. I, of course, went in a very different direction. And I'm going to try to pull myself together. So we're going to get there. But what I thought about is everyone wants to be known. Like if you think about that feeling when you're with like a really close friend and they get you and you feel like you can be yourself and you can relax and they just know you and who you are. Everybody wants to really have that feeling of being known. And in life, if our network is our net worth, how do we truly build those connections and get to know other people, like truly get to know them, so that when I spend time with Will Garson, I know what he likes and I know what he dislikes and he feels comfortable around me and we can, forge this relationship. How do we do that? So that's what I looked into. How do we really get to know and how do we know other people? So first of all, we've got to ask real questions. And if you guys have been to any event with me, I'm a little bit of an awkward turtle. And I will practice like, okay, what questions am I going to ask? Because I don't do small talk really well. And, so I have to prepare when we're at an event with a group of people. And sometimes when we do that, we're asking questions that maybe we really they don't matter. So when you're looking to truly get to know somebody, think about, what I really want to know John Frick. What do I know? What do I want to know about him? Do I want to know what's important to him? And so ask those questions. Like, John, tell us about your life and what's going on with you. That's what I want to know. Now, what will I probably ask? So, John, where do you live? How long have you been there? Because that feels a little bit less uncomfortable. But when you're trying to connect with people, ask those real questions and try to make them open-ended. And all I can think about them is when I pick up my kids from somewhere and I really want to have a conversation with them and I'll say, how was your day? And what do they say back? Good, right? It wasn't open-ended. So if we can change that, so what did you like best about, what did you enjoy about, what was the most exciting thing in your day, and try to get it to be an open-ended question. Number 2 is don't interview. And again, I know we've all had this experience where you sit down with somebody and it's like rapid fire. You feel like it's an interrogation rather than a conversation. So try not to be that person in the conversation where you just try to ask question after question after question, like pause and have a conversation. But with that, and part of that is rock the awkward, because sometimes we do those rapid fire questions because we feel uncomfortable. So I think, oh, if I just keep, what do you do? Where do you live? How many kids do you have? I don't even know. I can't think of another question. What's your favorite hobby? I don't know. I can't think of questions. But I'm really doing that because I'm uncomfortable with the pauses. Comfortable in the conversation. So if we really want to get to know somebody, we've got to rock that awkward and take time to have those pauses and the natural ebb and flow in the conversation. Look for it. So that's going to be the next tip. Look for what's going on in the conversation and the other person's body language. So if you're asking these questions and the person's here and their shoulders are drawn forward, help me, Bill. They're pulled forward, we'll say, that means that they're probably not enjoying it. But if you asked a question and they leaned in and they're animated and their hands are all over the place, well, then they're probably engaged and appreciating the line and the direction of the conversation. So pay attention to the body language and the cues to see how interested they are in continuing the conversation with you. Flip side of that, or same part of that coin, is to be present yourself. So I cannot be the only one that's guilty of this. I know I'm not, but it's awful. And I hate when I do it. But if you're in a conversation with somebody, focus on them. Sometimes we can get distracted by this guy, right? Sometimes we get distracted by what else is going on in the room, maybe a squirrel for me, but we're looking over their shoulder instead of looking at them. So really focus when we're trying to make somebody be known, really focus on being present in that conversation. And then realize the power of vulnerability. So when you're asking questions, we don't want to be a one-upper, right? So maybe, tell us the most exciting thing that happened in your life. And they're like, oh, I did X. And you're like, oh, guess what? I did Y. Maybe more of the being able to share about yourself. So they're like, oh, I'm in a tough season right now. Both my kids are moving out and heading off to college this fall. And I'm really worried about having an empty nest. And I might be able to say, well, I'm not quite there, but I'm launching one. And I'll tell you, it's a doozy. So we're being vulnerable and we're being present in that conversation. Compliments. Compliments are a great way to help somebody be seen and be known, but we need to use them sparingly and be genuine. Don't just spread them out there like confetti. If you see something that you truly appreciate about somebody, absolutely let them know, but make sure it's genuine and it's not the whole conversation, because we've had those too where it doesn't feel authentic. The next is written isn't always better when we're trying to get to know somebody. And I just think about texting. Texting is a great way to have somebody show up where you need them to be. It's a great way to share facts, but it's not a great way to get to know somebody. You can't really feel the nuances. So try to communicate at least over the phone, not just in typing. And then lastly, remember that patience is a virtue. It takes time to get to know somebody. So realize that connection is going to take a little bit of time. So don't rush it. Be willing to be patient for everybody. So hopefully that worked for you. Coach went in a different direction, but enjoyed this morning with
Andrea. No, that was awesome. Really, really good. I mean, known. I didn't want to do it this morning, and I'm like, this word was great. Guys, as always, we love you. We appreciate you. We hope you have an amazing Tuesday. And I hope somebody's birthday is tomorrow. I feel like we've been vacant with the birthdays. So hopefully we can wish somebody's birthday. Guys.
God bless
God
you.
bless you.
Have a beautiful day.
Have a
Bye.
great
Have a great
day,
day.
everybody.
Thank you. Those were great messages, y'all.